Okay, so today we're going to talk about listings to leads, and I know David was saying that a lot of you still aren't too familiar with what we do, but we do have it available for the office. So I kind of want to show you some of the core stuff, but also some of the most exciting new tools that people are looking at right now. So you should have an ID and password. You use it on the top right, which is there's a login button up there. And let's see here. I'll get into mine. And I'm going to cover a couple things that are important. Like I said, new tools that are pretty exciting, and those two of the tools are right here. There's an agent down in Florida that's using one of our tools that was kind of buried for a while, but it's got a ton of lead generation in it, a ton of great ways to generate leads. Then we've also got this call here with Shannon Pyatt, and this has more to do with Facebook advertising. And we're going to jump into that in just a second. But I will
Okay.
say that, has anybody done Facebook advertising in that room?
Have not. By the way, Vince, we're not seeing your screen yet.
Oh, awesome. That's good to know. That's good to know. Thank you. How about now?
Oh yeah, looking good. Now we understand what you're talking about.
Okay.
Thanks.
So when you log in, there's this little pop-up page here. And the top call is about this cool new tool. We call it a real listing website. This one right here, the recorded webinar, is with Shannon Pyatt, and it's talking about Facebook. So I'm going to just click to the left to get off of that. There are some important buttons here. Facebook advertising, which we will kind of jump into a bit, is under here. We have an open house lead generation system that works whether it's your listing or not your listing. If you're one of those agents that's going to go hold a home open in order to find more buyers, you definitely want to use these tools because they generate a lot of leads. And then, of course, our listing presentation is at the bottom of this button here. I would like you all to go right here. It says click to join the mastermind group, because a lot of our clients share a lot of ideas of what's working and great new ways of what is working. And you may not know this, but we actually put, I'd say, about one new tool at least every 2 weeks in listings to leads. And the quickest way to figure that out is join our mastermind group. So when you click that button, it will take you there. There's a button that says click to join, and just go in there, I don't know, once a week for 5 or 10 minutes, and you will see a ton of great ideas of how people are applying this toolkit to their market. So I'll jump into it real quick and go to the listing section. And when you have listings, they kind of drop on a dashboard here. And a lot of stuff is automated, but you want to take advantage of the things that are being sent to you. But I will just sort of lightly go over right now. We create a single property website. We create a virtual tour. We auto upload to YouTube for you. We give you an e-flyer campaign, and we give you a Facebook campaign. And we give you a listing landing page, which looks pretty awesome. And we auto post to WordPress, and we give you a way to get Craigslist. That's all. And the nice thing about these things is all of these tools, I'll click into the single property website. Of course, they have lead capture for you, like, call me and email me. And that's what all real estate marketing stuff has. But it also has multiple links pointing to your website, like Ruskin Homes for Sale. So people will always see your homes online, and most people won't want to buy your home just because they don't like that kitchen. There's something about it. But the majority of people who look at your home anywhere, whether it's on Zillow, Trulia, Facebook, YouTube, they look at it, but they don't want that particular home for whatever reason. So our links on the left allow you to still take that interested party and get back to you. So we'll dive into that a little bit later, because that's kind of the boring stuff. The fun stuff is in the landing page section. And if you are a seasoned realtor, or if you're a brand new realtor, this is really one of the most exciting things going on in all of real estate marketing. And what we call them is landing pages. I clicked on the landing page section here. We've got FSBO landing pages, expireds. We've got property valuation plus one, and property valuation. We have landing pages for growing families, empty nesters. And then if you got custom reports you want people to get and you want them to sign up, well, you just go there and create one. So, but I'm going to click on this Property Valuation Plus because this is the number one tool that a lot of people are coming for us to us for. And you can create, as you can see, I've got multiple pages for all my different areas where I work. But on my core one, Lafayette, this landing page looks like this. Now, have any of you seen anything like this?
No.
No. Wow, that's kind of amazing.
Right.
Because literally, prime seller, bold leads, home values, curator, boomtown, they have all been producing these for a while. Tools that look very similar like this. And I'm sure there's more companies. A lot of people leave those companies coming to us because they think that, well, one, it's just a better value because we give them to you unlimited, but also we design them and they tend to work a little bit better. So I'm going to show you what this does, right? You would have one that speaks to the towns where you build your properties, and you can or where you build your business. But I'm just going to type in my address, right? And so if this gets in front of somebody, it's really telling them, well, find out what your Lafayette home is worth. And they type in their address, and the page is designed to reassure them that you know what they're talking about, right? That we're on the right track. That picture there is my house. And all the consumer does there is says, yeah, this information is correct. So they click that red button and it says, great, we've got your valuation. What's your contact info? And you put in your contact info, you tell them why you want the information, and then you click for report. And at that point, this page will flip around and give you a valuation. Okay? And it'll give you that valuation. It gives the consumer that valuation, but you as the agent gets that contact information that the person put in there, and you get the valuation that they're looking at. So you can immediately say, hey, here, I think I got it over here. Let's see what I got. You'll be able to say, hey, I saw that you got your home valued at whatever, 300. Does that sound right to you? Is it high or is it low? What I'm looking at here is the auto response to me from the agent, right? And that would be you right there. So we're already giving, kind of an auto response that says, hey, have you done anything to the home? Any recent upgrades or additions, right? And that's really the key to getting the dialogue started with somebody that might potentially want to sell their home. It may not be now. Let's see, I'm trying to find the other side, which is the lead here. Well, it's in one of my filters somewhere. But I, as the agent, also get a lead. And that's the whole point of these pages is people want to grow their business. Many people want to get new listings because when you have new listings, you can actually advertise. Okay. And you can get out there and say, hey, I'm associated to real estate. So like I said, we have multiple landing pages. And one of the key things that people do with these is they put them on Facebook. That's the number one thing. And I'm going to show you how you do that right now. They also put them on newsletters. So if you send a newsletter to your farm market and you say, hey, if you'd like your home value, go to this web address and fill this out and you'll have it in seconds. And of course, just sold, just listed postcards. That's a great way to put them as well. So I know I asked earlier, and you don't have, none of you run ads on Facebook, so I'm going to show you very quickly what that looks like. I'm going to take a sip of water first. Does anybody have a question about that landing page I just showed you?
Where do the leads get sent to? Is there a dashboard on listing the leads?
Yeah,
or...
your profile has contact information. Your email should be there, and there should be a box that says send leads to and send tools to. Check both of those. If you've got a CRM where you want your leads to go to, put that CRM email in here and check the send leads to here. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
You want to load them in the conversion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let me. I'm gonna walk you through creating an ad on Facebook. And I am going to give you a tutorial on this, but at least you can see it one time. Up here in Facebook, is are kind of the navigation bar, and there's a little dark triangle pointing down. Just click that, and then go to create ads. And I'm sorry, did you have a question there?
No.
Okay, doke.
Just somebody else came in.
Got it. Got it. Okay, so I got a little pop up because I got a blocker, an ad blocker on here. But what you want to do, it tells you what your objective is: send people to your website. Click that; it gives you a little box. And what website do we want to send people to? This one. So I'm going to copy this, go back to Facebook, wherever it is, right click and paste, and then press that little highlighted area, and it starts to do its thing. Ignore Facebook pixels, especially if you're new to this. It's very cool stuff, but if you don't know how to run it out on Facebook, that's just going to slow you down. Click Set Audience and Budget down below. David, what town are you in?
We're in the Dayton, Ohio area.
Dayton, Ohio. Okay.
Centerville to be exact. We're kind of south of Dayton, but in the Dayton metropolitan area.
Okay. So I'm going to, well, what's the zip code of where your key town, your key area is? Not Dayton.
45459.
45459. And that is Dayton. So I'm clicking that there, and it shows me Dayton. So let's imagine that this says, what is your Dayton home worth? Right? What this is doing is saying everybody in Dayton who lives in Dayton, they're going to see this. Okay? They don't have to be friends with you. They don't have to like your page. They don't need to even know you exist. But if they're on Facebook and they're over 24 years old, because I just changed the date there, or the age, and they live in that zip code, they're going to see this. Okay? That is the power of Facebook. In real estate advertising, folks used to have phone books, right? They used to invest in phone books. They used to invest in the paper, in those really shiny, glossy magazines on the weekend, and all that great stuff, both bus stops and all that. Well, 71% of adults, not teenagers, but adults, are on Facebook, and they spend 20 to 45 minutes a day there. So this is where you have to learn to build a brand and to build your business. We see this, what I'm telling you, we've been training on this since Facebook started advertising, which was almost 2 years ago. And our clients are growing their business all across the country with this. So there are more demographics. You can target homeowners and net worth and stuff. I really don't tell people to do that. Some of our clients do it, and that's great. There's a daily budget. I usually try to change it to a lifetime budget, but I do like to change it to, if I'm running a property valuation ad, $60 or $20 a day. It's better to do it lifetime, and I'll show you what that means. I'm going to do a start and end date. So it's going to start, if you're running a property valuation ad, practice or do your first one starting on Friday and ending on Monday. Okay? And you can see here I can maximum spend $60. Okay? My average daily reach is somewhere between 400 and 1,000 people. Now, I don't know how you advertise today as an agent, but if any of you know where you can spend $60 and see 3,000 people notice that you're a realtor? Is there an option for you there in Dayton?
Yeah.
What would that be? I'm just curious.
Well, of course, I use Facebook a lot on this, but yeah, we could use Craigslist.
Yeah, Craigslist. That's right. Okay, you're right. Craigslist you can definitely be seen on Craigslist. I don't know if that many thousands of people will see you in 3 days, but you're right. We've got a tool for Craigslist. So what did I do here? Minimum budget. Oh, there's an error, and here's why. When you click that end date, it always pushes you out a month. I only recommend that you, excuse me, that you run ads for 3 or 4 days at a time. Because when you run them too long, they get stale and they get less clicks. So I'm spending $60 for 3 days. And now because I changed that date, it's saying, oh, actually, you're going to get 4,000 people a day. So the numbers go up just for whatever reason. So maybe, from 5 to 10,000 people will see this in 3 days. It doesn't mean they'll click on it, but they will start to see your name, right? And I'll show you what that's going to look like. So it's taking a second, but now it's there. This stuff up here about adding photos, you can ignore this for now, especially if you're getting started. But this is going to show you what your ad looks like. Find out your home value in Lafayette, right? And just so you know, whatever you change here changes up here on the right. So I am actually going to change it, and I think this is a part of our mastermind group that you should kind of look at is what are the ideas, and sometimes agents put their ads up there. But one idea that I like, because that language is pretty generic, right, is click here to get your automated home value in less than 15 seconds, right? And this does a couple things. I'm going to change this one to Dayton home values just so you can see it. That Dayton home values shows up down here. We'll give it a second. It's kind of baking there, except I don't know how to spell Dayton. I do know how to spell Dayton. But up above, it now says click here to get your automated home value in less than 15 seconds. And there's a reason why I say that. There are compelling things that get people to click an ad like this. It is not generic. It is not the generic language that shows up there when you paste it. This can work very often because it tells the consumer a couple of things. I don't have to talk to an agent. It is automated, and I'm going to have it now. So it takes away that fear that I actually am going to get a call from you or that I got to talk to you to get this done, right? And that's the first thing you're trying to do. Date and home values, things like that, but also other concepts like you could put a picture of a home that sold recently, and if it's sold over asking, you could say, hey, this sold for 10% over asking, or this sold in less than 2 weeks. Click here to get your valuation now. And that's a great way that kind of interests people because they understand things are selling and maybe they want to find out what their home is worth. So down here, there are things like mobile newsfeed and Instagram and audience network and desktop right column. I usually recommend you remove this desktop right column. Mobile newsfeed, you can use it on the weekends. And it just kind of depends on what you can do. But what this means is for Facebook, a lot of people look at Facebook on a smartphone. This page is actually mobile optimized. That landing page is mobile optimized. But if you're paying for clicks during the week and people are looking on their smartphone, they could be sitting in a meeting just like you are right now, listening to me yammer on, right? And I could just be scrolling through the phone and see this and click on it, but I'm not going to fill it out because I'm in a meeting. Maybe I'm in line at Starbucks, or maybe I'm just driving in my car going through there. All of those you're paying for. So I don't like mobile during the week, but on the weekend, that might be somebody sitting on an iPad watching football, right? And that would be a great lead. That would be somebody who's going to be sitting there and taking the time to fill out that little form. All you do is place the order, and the ad will show up like this. Now, there's an important piece to Facebook advertising. And, I mentioned other companies that do this kind of thing, and they don't really, I think one reason why people come to us is it's a different kind of business model, I think. But I want you guys to understand that right now, when I run this ad, it says sponsored by Listings to Leads. And that's because I'm with Listings to Leads. When you run this ad, it's going to be sponsored by you, the realtor, right? And that's really a key point here, is thousands of people are going to see this and start to recognize that you're a realtor. For a lot of, companies that I mentioned, all they advertise is get your home value. Get your home value. I'm a realtor, get your home value. And that's cool. And there are a lot of clients of ours that do that same thing. But I want you to understand that there is a better way to build your brand and to get these kinds of leads. So before I go show you that, I want to just point out the one last button is you click place order. When you place the order, this one would run for 3 days. At the end of that period, Facebook will give you a little snapshot, and they'll say this many people were reached, thousands. This many hundreds of people clicked. And then from us, you will know that this many people filled out that form. And that's really the information that you want to see is how many people saw this, right? How many people clicked it and how many leads did I get out of it? For a lot of our clients, and I don't know really the density of Dayton or where you live, they will get somewhere from 20 to 50 or even, even up towards 100 listing leads in one weekend from that activity I just showed you. Okay? So that's one of the reasons why people really pay attention to this Facebook advertising. When you watch the Shannon Pyatt call that I mentioned earlier today, he used to spend money on Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com and all these other lead sources. And now he only spends money with us and on Facebook. And just so you know, because you will see this discussion if you come into listings to leads, the agents that generate 200 to 300 leads a month, they're usually spending around 300, 400, 500 bucks a month on Facebook. You may not have the budget for that, but if you start thinking that you want to grow your business and where you're going to apply your marketing dollars, I highly recommend you do it on Facebook. So there's one more aspect to Facebook advertising, and it'll show us some of the new tools. What we just did is we ran a property valuation page for 20 bucks a day. But you can also build your brand in a much smarter way. And you can say, hey, I just want to run a property that says it's just sold. So I'm going to click on the single property website and it says just sold. And I'm going to copy this link up here and I'm going to go through the same exercise that I did. Now, I'm actually not going to do it, but you don't need to put 20 bucks a day. You can put 5 bucks a day. And again, you could do it for 4 or 5 days. So if you have an open house, you want to set that open house in our platform here. You want to copy this link and you want to run that ad as an open house, right? Again, you might want to do a little bit more than just that zip code. You might say, I want everybody in Dayton, Ohio to see this. And you'd want that to happen because it's going to be sponsored by you. And people are going to start seeing, hey, this person's a realtor. And that's the most important thing, is build that brand, right? So this is a just sold, right? I can also say, this one here is, I'm going to click on another property, coming soon. If your MLS allows you to do coming soon advertising, this is where a lot of people can see it for a couple bucks, right? 20 bucks for 4 days. I'd say about 3,000 people would see that. There's also a cool tool over here, listing landing page. And what we looked at on that other property valuation page is a landing page. And a landing page in our vernacular here is one that gives a little bit of information. And to get the answer that the consumer wants, they've got to give you a little contact info, right? So I'm just going to type in my info here. And when I get the information, I'm dropped on the single property website. You as the real estate agent get that contact information, right? Uh-oh. I've got some Calypso music down here. Sorry about that, guys. I must have been doing
Been on vacation.
Yeah. So the listing landing pages are nice because they look nice. And also when you're doing branding, you don't want to run the same ad over and over, right? You want maybe a picture of a beautiful kitchen, maybe a picture of a nice front end of a house. And you mix it up, right? Over here, we've got these things, AC, that means active contingent. Under deposit, JS is just sold, active, right? Coming soon. So that's really the point of building your brand, is let people on Facebook, 71% of the adults in your area, know that you're a realtor. Let them know that you have properties coming and going for a few bucks a day. Try to do that throughout the month as you can afford it. But then on the weekends, get some property valuation pages out there. That little scenario I just described is the winning scenario and the reason why so many people are coming to get our tools. Because, yeah, the tools work. Yes, they have multiple ways to capture leads. But they also the way we apply them works better than I think many other companies. So that's the Facebook story. Do you have any questions there?
I think we're good with Facebook. Can you go through the other boxes like
Yeah,
Craigslist and others,
sure.
and go over the open house icon that you
Yep.
mentioned in the beginning?
Yeah. So when your listings show up here, there's a whole series of tools. The first one I want you to be aware of is this green button with a chain link. Okay? When you click it, it shows you the links inside your account. And your links inside your account should be speaking to your neighborhoods, right? The areas where you want people. So if somebody sees your home for sale in Dayton, maybe it's in a particular neighborhood of Dayton, so you want that in there. Maybe in that neighborhood of Dayton, homes fly off the shelves between under 300 grand, right? If that's a true statement, you want a link that says that. You can choose those links right here by just choosing the button that you want and click save. And you can say, okay, well, I want this down here and I want this up here, and save. And these links become the links for all of these tools. Okay. So when we want to say send the open house, the next button says open house. It's kind of a weird looking door on a green button. Right here, all you got to do is click the date. I'm going to say Saturday from 1 to 4 and save it at the bottom. And when you do that, we will send you a series of tools in an email. Okay. And those tools will say, okay, here's your flyer. Here's your Craigslist tab. Let's look here. You see this I just got? This is all the tools. These are all the tools to market this one open house. It says, before the open house, put it on Craigslist, right? Open the house flyer here and put it on your blog or website. Email this to agents for reverse marketing. Email this flyer to you or put it on your Facebook fan page, right? And here's a printed flyer here. So there are just a stack of tools you get. And then of course there's this thing here which you can use during the open house, which is a lead capture form right there at the event. So if you've got a laptop with an internet connection, you can use this to say, hey, if you like more information on this, go fill this out. When a consumer fills this out at the open house, they get emailed the single property website on this home. You, of course, get the lead. So there's a bunch of tools there to help you get leads for the open house. But I want to remind you, the first thing is set the right lead generation links. If you need an open house, click the green button, save the open house. The next thing you should do is click this single property website. It's the red button with the white house on it. What do you do with a single property website? Share it to all of these social media networks, right? If you click Facebook here, it will open up Facebook. And what you want to do is just put in a social note, right? Hey, here's a great house, nice neighborhood. Come by and see us.
Page.
What's that?
This is a good one to put on your business Facebook page.
Yeah. But when you're doing this, make sure you put a social note. Just don't slap a link on there. A lot of agents do that, and that doesn't really get you a lot of effort. But if you're making it conversational, it's all you got to do. We just had a client come on the mastermind group, said she's been posting to LinkedIn, right? Because there's all these professional people that connect with her. She's got 3 listings from marketing one listing that wasn't even her listing. She borrowed it, and then she put it up there. Somebody said, oh, can you help us sell our house? And then she took that and put that back on there. And 2 more people said, oh, can you help us sell our house? So there are people on social media all the time, right? Pinterest, for some reason, and I don't know why this is, has a high female demographic. It's a picture-oriented social media system. People get a lot of leads out of that. Google Plus, everybody with a Samsung or Android operating system has Google Plus. Some people are on there. So some people get leads where they don't even think of. But the point is, it would probably take you 5 minutes to click all those buttons and put a little social note there. For your client, who is you're marketing the home for, that's great. You can at least say, hey, I'm proficient on social media. For you, you're going to get leads out of that, and that's the key. So we also create a virtual tour. Click the red button, and the best virtual tour is the branded virtual tour. And I recommend, and I'll click on it for you just so you can see it. It's a pan and zoom virtual tour. This is mobile optimized. It has lead generation links. So what do you do with that? You copy it. Instead of clicking on it, you copy it and you put it right on Zillow and Trulia. If your listings are being seen there, hundreds of people will see it. If they fill out a lead capture form on Zillow and Trulia, God knows who's going to get that lead, right? But if your virtual tour is on Zillow and Trulia and they have any remote interest in that property, they'll click to look at it, and our virtual tour has multiple ways for you to capture leads. If you don't know how to do that, you can click this button, Zillow, and we'll show you a little video. It takes about 2 minutes to watch, and it shows you how to put your virtual tour on Zillow. And the other one here shows you how to do it on Trulia. Okay? So that's the single property website, and that is the virtual tour. We also auto upload to YouTube. Not a lot of lead generation there, but great SEO for YouTube. So it's also the number 3 website in the country, and the fact that it happens automatically is really a boon for your client. Then we have these listing flyers and Facebook ads. Now these things, you probably get these automatically, right? And you may not know what in the world you're supposed to be doing with these, but I think the Just Sold flyer will make it clear what's going on here. Our flyers, as you can imagine, are designed to capture leads. There are the links driving right to your website. I can find out what my home is worth. And of course I can call you, but nobody really wants to call you, right? But there's all the information on the home. But all these links can click right over to you. But here's really the power of this e-flyer, is on top of every flyer, it talks about you and your office. This flyer is designed for you to give to your clients, the homeowner, and they are to forward it on. This is the e-flyer, right? It says, dear friends, it's amazing that Lafayette Realty just got our home sold. Awesome, recommended. Here's his name and phone number. So this system does a pre-written testimonial for your clients to send out to their friends on email and on Facebook. Assuming that this gets triggered as just sold, or you click here to change, if you click the edit button, you can change it to coming soon or just sold or pending or under contract. You can market this all those times. Inventory is tight, so you want to market the same home as often as you can. Same thing for Facebook, right? So when you get that e-flyer, we also send you the Facebook ad. And let's look at that so you can understand what this is meant to do. It looks like this in the email, but this is what you want your client to do. Copy the information between the 2 red lines and have them go to their Facebook page, okay? And when they do that, all they have to do is right-click and paste. Oh, yeah. And let's post it. And here's why we do this. First of all, obviously, it's a pre-written testimonial. We want your clients, friends and family and colleagues to know you're a realtor. You want them to know, right? Because that's where you're going to get your referrals from. So if you're one of those agents that likes referrals, this is one of the easiest automated ways to get your name in front of the people that your clients work with. Because their family are definitely communicating with them on Facebook. Their colleagues are probably communicating on Facebook. And in this case, they're going to be talking about you multiple times. These tools automatically get sent to your email address. I recommend that you use them, okay? Now, there's also a listing landing page out here. I'll just click on it to show you real quick. This is really used more for, running Facebook ads. There's a tool out here for blogs. If you run a blog, if you have a blog, you want to click that. You can copy, in this case, I think we've got an open house. Yeah, we got open house stuff. So if you got a blog, you can copy the HTML, post it on your blog. If you want to put it on Craigslist, there's a Craigslist button. So let's click that. There's a video here to show you how it works, but I will show you how it works, and I'll tell you what it's going to tell you. It's going to tell you to take this app. Notice my mouse goes from a pointer to a cross. That means I can drag this app, if you can see it shadowed there, and drop it onto my toolbar up here. I got all my bookmarks up there. And when you do that, you can then click on the posting app, and all of your listings will be in here. And you just choose the one that you want, and you copy and paste the information from here into Craigslist. And just so you know, let's see if I can do this. You guys do know how to post to Craigslist, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So you just get it, to post to Craigslist here, for sale by, housing offered, by broker, agree, here. Why is that Charlotte? Okay. You get to this point here, and then you click on your posting app, and it opens up on the side, and you just copy and paste this stuff here. Then you upload a photograph at the bottom. Next page, you upload photographs. And that's how you get to Craigslist. I hope you're posting to Craigslist. We got a lot of clients that are still posting there, and they are getting leads. They're not getting as many leads as they used to, but they are getting higher conversion on those leads. So those are the core tools for marketing your listings. There's one other cool tool here that I'm going to show you, and then we'll kind of open it up for questions. There's a blue button on the top of the listings page that says listing widget. And I mentioned on the beginning of the call that there's a guy there named Neil Wolf from Naples. He takes this little page right here. It's called a listing website. Now, this listing website is designed to capture leads. I think you can probably see that. There's a what is your homework lead capture on the right. There are the links to your website on the left. And then all of the listings in your account are all down here. And anytime somebody clicks on one of these listings, the single property website comes up. So there's just lead capture after lead capture upon lead capture. Okay. You can control these links on the left. Okay. And I want to show you what this guy Neil is doing. This is not my page. Yeah.
Okay, so you said all the listings in your account. So will each of us only be able to use our own personal listings, or will all the company-wide listings in our listing account be able to use?
Okay, that's a great question. Your listing.
Because for our broker, we're allowed to advertise everybody else's listings.
Exactly, exactly. Let me show you how you're going to do that, okay? Are your listings on Trulia right now for the office?
Yes.
No more.
Okay.
It should be.
If they are on Trulia, when you log in, use this grab active listing button. Drop in the zip code and the MLS ID as it shows on Trulia and click grab, and it will pull it into your account, and you can market it in any way you want. And it will end up on this page. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And I'll point out, this guy Neil Wolf, he started out with us. He had no listings. He's a 3-year realtor, okay? But he found this page and he started building these links here. Lease purchase option. This is a squeeze page that he built in our platform. When I took you to the landing page section, there was a section there where you can create your custom landing pages. All of these pages are built in our platform. He just did this, and this is his page, and he drives everybody to this page. And let me show you how he drives people to this page. Let's go back. Go to Craigslist. The number one way that he puts this, this is where he goes. He puts it in apartment and housing. And you can go search for this when you feel like it, just to look at it, because it blew my mind. I set up this office, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and the manager called me and said, this guy Neil found one of your tools. He's generating 50 leads a day from doing what I'm showing you right now. And now he does 50 leads a week because I think he's really fished out Craigslist. But he continually does this. All of these links are his. He is not even putting a photograph of anything up here. It's just like, here's something for rent. And if you want more information, go to Neil Knows Naples. He bought this little link here at GoDaddy, right? Because it's easy for somebody to go, oh, Neil Knows Naples, right? If you see this 50 times on Craigslist, at some point you're going to type it. And when you type it in, it's forwarding to this page. And he's from...
Was that an actual rental?
What's that?
Was that an actual rental, or is that just...
That is a rental. That is a rental.
Okay.
Right. And it's in the rental section. Sometimes he uploads photos. Most of the time he doesn't. Because he doesn't need to. Because people are here. They're looking for rentals. Here he's got a couple. Oh, what did I do here? I think that's all in Naples. So let me type in the Wolfpack again. Yeah, these are all his, right? Country living, right? This is his terrific home. That's his logo. He's basically, people are just, you can't click on a link anymore. But if you make that link really simple, they'll just type it up there on the top. And that's what he's found. And that's what's generating a lot of leads for free. So he spends a lot of time doing that. He also does the Facebook stuff that I showed you earlier. Over there in this section, there's also a combined open house email. And it looks, so if you have a couple open houses, it looks very similar to the page I just showed you. I only have one open house today, but if you had multiple ones, it would be right here. This is a great page also to put on Facebook and boost for a couple days. But those are just some of the ideas that we've got, right? These are some of the things that happen. We do have live training up here every Monday and Tuesday, sometimes on Thursday as well. And then there's tutorials all over the over this section here. You can also click here on the top of these columns, and this will take you to tutorials to help you understand what's going on here. Okay? So, any questions right now?
What do we got?
Okay.
It's starting to like a property website for your listings.
Yeah.
I think we're good, Vince.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. Are there other things that you think of for your marketing that I haven't discussed here? Like video, 800 number call capture. Anything. Other avenues.
Well, I have about a video, okay. I uploaded recently I uploaded a listing onto listing of the leads.
Yep.
And I wanted to add a video that I had. I had a drone flyover.
Cool.
And I couldn't figure out how to put that on there.
Well, let's talk about that. Is it on YouTube?
No, it's on Venco. Does that sound right to you?
I don't know Venco. But
Vimeo.
Vimeo. Yeah. I know Vimeo, yeah. Yeah, it's got to be, you should be able to transfer it to YouTube. And
Transfer.
let me show you what you do once it's there, okay? When it gets to YouTube, I don't know. What do we got here? Let's do this. Oh, that looks cool. Remove bloatware. I need to do that.
Howdy there, folks.
You get your video. Your video should be on YouTube like this. Up here at the top, copy this link. Then go to your listing. Let's say it's going to be this one here, and click on virtual tour. And right up here, number 1, it says import property video. Excuse me. Paste. And save. Now, if I save this, I'll save it. We'll just see what happens. Sorry, guys. Got a bit of a cold here. That's the one on St. Mary's Road. And if I click on my single property website or my virtual tour, this cool video about how to remove bloatware from my phone is going to be here.
I really do love both.
And I will be looking at that later, but I hope you got the idea of how that works. Okay? And I'll tell you this, guys. If you close any transaction for anybody, whip out your smartphone, hold it horizontally, and shoot a video of why it's so great to work with you, and get it on YouTube. Okay? And when you do that, there's an awesome way to take advantage of that. There's a tab up here that says Video Center. And you click over here where it says Create Tab Content, and you type it. The tab name could be testimonial, could be whatever you want, right? Work with me, whatever you feel like you got to do. And you paste in that video right here, and you check this box, and this is going to say, I want that testimonial tab on all my listings, and over here, any new listings. Now you can see here it says associate media with new listings. So what if I had a video, an area video? You got a drone there. What if you got a cool drone video of your neighborhood in Dayton? Say, well, any home in Dayton, I want them to see this video. Maybe it's, you can see how you can apply it, but testimonials are a great thing to do here. And that's how you get it auto-associated. Once you get it done, you don't need to worry about it anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's the Video Center. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you for your time. If there aren't any more questions, I'm going to get this video up on YouTube, and David, I'll send it to you later today.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vince.
Okay.